the other thing is that the experience of very high highs are very there, very low lows are also there, where you can lose a patient. And you never really forget their face. You make me cry.
No, you want to hear like which has been
it's kind of triggering. My worst experience or my best experience.
Let's just call it lowest experience.
Oh God, I think we'll have to stop the movie. Oh, the video. Okay, fine. So my lowest was when I was actually in school here, when I was an undergraduate. And I had it always makes me feel like I'm getting to that point. But so this woman has a small baby. I was doing pediatrics at the time, and she lost the baby, and she found us resuscitating that baby. And I just remember her coming in, and she was trying to see whether that's her baby or not, you know, because they come to nurse after every 3 hours, and I need a tissue. So my worst part was the mother's experience. Not even the baby had already passed on, and we were trying to resuscitate and help the baby. But now the mother, what she saw, what she experienced was just, we cried together. Even until today, I've never gotten used to it. Wow, that went south.
Yeah. So it's not really something someone can get used to.
No.
Because I think one of the things we hear outside here, like us not being doctors, not being close to patients, we hear things like nurses are insensitive, or doctors are insensitive. They have seen death so much that they no longer care about it.
Yeah. It's not.
Wow.
It's not. We also feel it. We also even when a mother dies, or a baby dies, or you just delivered a mother and the baby dies, and you can see her, you feel it. You might not even, you're not the mother, but you feel whatever she's feeling. So we are not insensitive. We actually sometimes, if you even lose like when I used to do emergency at I did emergency at Nanyuki Hospital, the emergency department. You can imagine emergency, you're getting all kinds of patients. So I get this patients, you know, like a patient who has come, maybe they're okay for that moment, then they start having difficulty in breathing, and all you can do is oxygen and try and keep them, you know, because sometimes you don't have an ICU at that moment to, you know, intubate immediately, you know, and even if you intubate, something happens and that patient dies. Imagine we feel like closing the emergency. We just feel everyone nobody wants to talk to the other, like you're done.
I'd like to take you just back a bit. So how, on the case of that baby, how did you handle the mother? Like what happened?
Yeah, I was still a student at the time, so we didn't know much about handling anyone who has had grief. And to tell you the truth, even after we finish, sometimes we don't know how to. That's why we have psychologists. And immediately if it happens, we always have our team, like, you know, the psychologists, psychiatrists who come in and take over. But what I could do myself, you know, I didn't know much. I was a student. All I could do was cry with the mother. All I could do was be with the mother and, you know, support her, you know. And at some point, let me tell you, the funny thing is, now she's the one who was telling you, just relax.
She was not comforting you now.
Right, you know. But yeah, she was a very strong mother, and I feel for those women who lose their babies. It's a very painful situation, but you know, but with we were not qualified to do counseling on her particularly, but the hospital usually has for any grief, there's always support that comes in from the counselors particularly.
Okay.